The concern is that foreign powers would try to bribe American officials with lavish gifts. And it's very difficult to prove a quid pro quo in a bribery trial. So there's just a simple flat out prohibition on foreign gifts to United States government officials. The government of Qatar needs to think seriously about what they're doing here. They give the impression that they are trying to bribe the president of the United States. And this is after Qatar spent over $1 billion supporting Hamas in Gaza.
Now, diplomatic scandal is brewing as reports say that Donald Trump is to accept a luxury Boeing 747 jet. This is worth more than $400 million. It's a donation from the Qatari royal family in what's being described as the biggest foreign gift ever received by the US government. The plane, which will be retrofitted and used as Air Force One later this year, will then be donated to Trump's presidential library when he leaves office, allowing him to continue to use it as a private citizen. We're joined now by former White House ethics lawyer Richard Painter. A very good afternoon from us, Richard. How have you received this news? Are you lying down in a dark room?
Well, this is clearly a violation of the Emoluments Clause of the United States Constitution unless President Trump receives permission from Congress to receive this gift. The Emoluments Clause prohibits any person holding a position of trust with the United States government from receiving a gift from a foreign government or any profits and benefits from a foreign government without the consent of Congress. The concern is that foreign powers would try to bribe American officials with lavish gifts. And it's very difficult to prove a quid pro quo in a bribery trial. So there's just a simple flat out prohibition on foreign gifts to United States government officials. The government of Qatar needs to think seriously about what they're doing here. They give the impression that they are trying to bribe the president of the United States. And this is after Qatar spent over $1 billion supporting Hamas in Gaza, which led to some of the current bloodshed in the Middle East. So at the end of the day, the focus in the Middle East should be on reaching a deal, a settlement between the warring parties, not on the president of the United States getting a free airplane.
So, Mr. Painter, what do you make of a president who seems to want to override that clause in your constitution that you've talked about and possibly accept this gift?
Well, it's the duty of Congress to enforce the Constitution of the United States. If the president crosses the line with respect to any provision of the Constitution, Congress needs to rein him in and make it clear that if he violates the Constitution, he could be impeached and removed from office. And that's the problem we confront right now is discord in our Congress, dysfunctionality in our Congress, extreme partisanship. And unfortunately, it doesn't appear that Congress is willing to stand up and say, no, this is unacceptable. We cannot be accepting a free $400 million airplane from the government of Qatar.
Why do you think that President Trump is willing to run a risk, though, of being criticised for this? I mean, we understand that he likes his bling. We understand that he likes the trappings of wealth. But even so, Mr. Painter, this seems to take it a step too far.
This is indeed a step too far. And unfortunately, the Supreme Court of the United States in 2024, in the Trump versus United States case, sent the wrong message to the president. The court held that a president cannot be criminally prosecuted for any acts in his official capacity within his core constitutional powers, and that there's a strong presumption against prosecution of a president for any official act. And while receiving a gift from a foreign government, an unconstitutional gift is not necessarily an official act. This holding of the Supreme Court would make even a bribe, a quid pro quo bribe of a president, very, very difficult to prosecute. So here the president feels that he can do just about anything he wants, that the Republicans in Congress won't criticize him, only the Democrats will, and that the Supreme Court has said that he basically can't even be prosecuted for an offense as serious as bribery.
The fact that the plane is intended ultimately for the presidential library, does that make any difference? Is that anything on the hill of beans?
Well, that's for Congress to decide. The Constitution says that a person holding a position of trust for the United States government cannot receive the gift from a foreign government, the emolument, without consent of Congress. And if Congress thinks that this is appropriate, they could so decide. But there's not a decision that President Trump can make on his own.
So talk us through what's likely to happen next.
Well, we're going to see if Donald Trump decides to go through with this and accept the plane. And there's certainly going to be political repercussions if he does. And there could even be subsequent litigation because it is unconstitutional. There could be claims by subsequent administrations that the plane is the property of the United States government, not of the Trump presidential library. And there could be other consequences as well. The most important mechanism of control here that Congress has is the ability to investigate and to impeach a president. And receiving large gifts from foreign powers, unauthorized by Congress, was certainly viewed by the founders of our country as a very serious offense. They did not want our government influenced by foreign powers bestowing lavish gifts on our officials, whether it be our presidents or ambassadors or anyone else.
So Donald Trump has got the most extraordinary history, which you would know so much better than us, Mr. Painter, just seeming to be a Teflon figure for whom all kinds of accusations, threats of being unconstitutional, proof of being unconstitutional and criminal behaviour just never seem to stick to the man. If we are talking again about the plane in 6 months' time, what do you think the conversation is that we will have? Do you think he will be on board it, perhaps heading to his state visit to the UK in that plane?
Well, I don't know when he'll actually get the plane, because for a plane to be properly equipped to be Air Force One with the communications equipment and the rest of it is going to take some time. And I don't think that's something we're going to want to trust the government of Qatar with. Once again, I point to their close relationship with Hamas over these many, many years. So we'll see where all this goes. But American voters are getting quite fed up with all the self-serving conduct. And while the Democrats lost the race in 2024 because of some very, very bad decisions of their own, particularly keeping President Biden in the race for so long, that doesn't mean that the American people are going to tolerate corruption in our government from anyone. It's self-dealing. And this is a matter of great concern to the ordinary voter.
And also, it's just a great, big, highly visible thing, Mr. Painter, isn't it? A $4 million plane. Thank you very much indeed for your time this afternoon. That's former White House ethics lawyer Richard Painter. One of our regular contributors, Ron, has said it all seems entirely trivial. What's a bit of bribery between friends and over something as inconsequential as a checks notes plane, an actual aeroplane? Well, I guess it is, Ron, but I mean, it just slightly beggars belief